Hi, I'm Katie with Katie Did Living, and today we're going to make homemade butter. If you've ever made whipping cream, then you're halfway to knowing how to make butter, which is kind of exciting. I've actually never made this before, so it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. But we had some whipping cream that was going to go bad, and so I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. So we're actually going to make two types of butter. We're going to make regular salted butter, and then we're going to do a thyme version, a thyme flavored version. I've got a beautiful thyme plant out back, and we had a really mild winter, so it didn't die off or anything, and it's just growing absolutely beautifully. So what I did is I took my pint of heavy whipping cream, divided it into two 8-ounce portions. You'll need an extra container to pour off the buttermilk into. You're going to be able to store, refrigerate, and use later for pancakes or anything else you want to use your buttermilk for. A little bit of salt. This is pink sea salt. And then we've got some fresh thyme. And then all this is going to be done just in my KitchenAid stand mixer. So to get started, we're going to pour one 8-ounce portion of our whipping cream into the bowl of our mixer. All right, now that we've got our heavy whipping cream in the bowl of our mixer, we're going to go ahead and put the top down, lock it into place. Now, when you're going to mix anything, it can get a little bit messy. So if you've got a little splash guard, you might want to put that on top of your bowl. If you don't have one, no worries. You can just use a regular kitchen towel and drape it across the top. We're going to start it off on low, gradually increasing the speed to medium. What's going to happen as it beats the cream, we're going to get whipping cream is the first stage. So we're going to get those soft peaks, then we're going to get the stiff peaks, and we're just going to let it keep going. It should be around 10 minutes, and what's going to happen is the liquid is going to separate out from the solids, and that's going to be our butter and then buttermilk. Once it starts to look like a really soft butter, essentially, don't walk away because the liquids and the solids just kind of flop apart really quickly. So I'll show you, we've got some nice butter solids up here, and then in the mixer we've got the buttermilk. So we're going to go ahead and knock the butter down, and then we're going to smush it to the side to try and get as much buttermilk out as possible, and then we're going to carefully pour it into our container that we've got ready for it. So what we're doing is we're just scraping down. We scraped off the mixer, the paddle. We're just going to smush all the butter up against the side. We're just trying to push out all the buttermilk. I'm just using a spatula to do this, but you could use a spoon. You could also do this like in your hands or with cheesecloth. Okay, so now that we've got our butter pretty much stuck to the side of the bowl and the buttermilk down in the base of the bowl, we're gonna carefully keep the butter in and then pour out the buttermilk into our waiting container. So we've poured our cold water into the base of our mixer. I didn't do a full cup. So we're gonna reattach it to the stand, and we're gonna start mixing a little more. You can already see now that the water that we poured in, it's kind of cloudy, and so what we want is we might have to do this a couple times, and we want to make sure that the water that we mix it in comes out clear, and that's how we know when it's done. Now with this water extraction technique, we're not going to save this water with our buttermilk, okay? We're just gonna dump it out. Then we're going to add some more cold water and do this at least one more time. You might have to do it 3 times. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape out the butter into one of these little ramekins. Okay, so now that we've got our butter in our little ramekin, we're going to go ahead and to this batch just add a couple little churns of salt. Okay, so we just finished up our second batch of butter. I started pulling leaves off of some of our thyme, and I've got a little bit ready. We're gonna go ahead, just add it to our butter and mix that in. Okay, so now the last part, gotta do a little taste test. So I already prepared a couple pieces of bread. So we're just gonna try each of these butters, the lightly salted and the thyme. And to help me is my husband, Josh.
Link.
So the butter is really creamy. The thyme does add a nice herby flavor. So if you like the taste of thyme, You'll definitely like this. You can adjust the amounts to your preferences. So if you want it a little more flavorful, add some more thyme, experiment with other herbs.
And we're doing the other one?
Yeah, you want to try the regular butter too?
This is salted, right?
Lightly salted,
Lightly
yeah.
salted, okay.
Yeah, just a couple twists. The regular lightly salted one also has a very nice flavor.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Okay, so that's how you make butter. It's pretty simple, doesn't really take too long, and the end result, very nice. If you'd like more recipes or just life tips in general, you can visit me at katiedidliving.com. Thank you so much.